This video is on when the penny drops for patients and they start to see the cues they'd normally respond to with fear and frustration, and they start to see them curiously with fascination, and as soon as that happens they're breaking the pain habit. So if you're interested in listening to this example of a particular patient when his penny dropped, then watch the video. My name is Drew Coverdale. I'm a physiotherapist to help people reverse the unconscious habits around persistent pain, habits that were never their fault, just the circumstances in their life created that situation, and I help themselves reverse those habits and reverse that persistent pain. If you're interested in videos like this, then click on the subscribe button, and if you've got any questions then pop them below and I'll do my best to answer them. The penny dropping is a lovely moment. It's the time when the patient comes and they start to describe situations when they've recognised that their body is sensing threat in the anticipation of something that may trigger their pain, and they control that feeling. This example is about a gentleman who would always get pain as he goes to watch his son play football, and he would get it in like a training night. Often, and I have children who've gone to training, and you might have this if you've ever dropped anybody at anything where they're going to be there for an hour or so. So this gentleman would kind of get to the car park, his son would get out, and then he said, I'll be there in 5-10 minutes. So we kind of meander around and eventually get to the point of watching, and for him that's when the pain would play out. It would come on at a certain time. So I asked him to think about the thoughts before this happened. I asked him to think about the thoughts he would have in those few minutes before he followed his son to the football park to kind of watch the training. And I said, does it go something like this? I'll be with you in a minute, son. And once he's left the car, it's almost, I'll go and watch. I should go and watch, but my back's going to hurt. It's going to kill me. Does me head in, you know. Anyway, I'll have to go. So almost priming himself for the pain to come on. And he said, yeah, I get it. And so we'd set him up for this. And in the car, just asked him to think about, well, know that that's where your brain's anticipating the pain. Know that it's where you're playing out an automatic routine. He said, yeah, I get it. So he did something different. His son left the car and he went, I'm going to be okay. You almost see yourself being okay in the situation, knowing that there is no threat to standing watching football. There is no damage happening as you walk to the stand on the white line and you stood with 10 other parents and they're not in pain. So he realised it was more fear driven. There becomes a physical pain. It's always real, remember, but it isn't driven by the structural changes in the body alone, even if there are some there. There's always both elements. But you can have the physical element with no pain. You can have the emotional element with no injury. And for him, recognising that the anticipation of what came before, noticing that and acting on that was the key for him. The penny dropped. He came in almost laughing at how mad it was, and then he started to notice other situations. He did a job where he had to wear like armour, vest, armour, that kind of stuff that was heavy, and if you put the armour on and was going to a situation, he would notice the pain. Interestingly, if it was in a vehicle, and this relates to the circumstances when the pain originally came on. So as the cues present, the brain recognises the threats based on past experience and puts the organism into a state of threat, and once it hits a threshold, that's when pain can fire. So sometimes we don't notice it until we feel the pain, but once you get to the point of actually recognising some of the cues, then you can do the work on that before you're in the situation. When you get good at that, you can do it in the situation, and when you get really good at that, there is no persistent pain. So when the penny drops, the pain drops.